always make for a good mix, as long as there's something funny to say. But when it turns out like this, can anyone be taken seriously? Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton visited the Colbert Report on Tuesday, where the Comedy Central funny man and future host of The Late Show seemed very happy to play along with her stale routine. Take a look.
I question your title. It's called Hard Choices. But there aren't any real hard choices in here. Which would you rather fight? One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I'd try to find common ground between ducks and horses. They both grew up on Old MacDonald's farm. We'd have piece here, piece there, here a piece, there a piece, everywhere a piece.
E-I-E-I-O, you're good.
Now, some people might have liked it, and in fact, Greg, at the New York Times, David Joachim, I believe that's how he says his name, he wrote, if Hillary Rodham Clinton decides to sit out the 2016 presidential race, she may have a future as a sketch comic. And he's not joking.
That was manufactured by the Colbert Show to increase her popular appeal among that demographic after a number of consecutive disastrous appearances on TV. So Colbert went from a provocateur to a propagandist. And it's sad because he's a funny guy. And I want to just erase it from my mind, but it was spontaneous as a glacier and every bit as tedious. I need to forget that it was in my head.
So he wrote E-I-E-I... Oh, you're good?
Yes.
That's all set up?
Yeah.
Can I just make a quick point?
Yeah.
And move on? She ain't no Bill Clinton. Remember how
I was going to ask you about that.
he was on all the talk shows, whether it was sitting with
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio, yeah, playing the...
Right?
MTV.
And so
He was cool. She, not so much.
when it's authentic, you know, some of the best comedic timing in politics today, I think President Obama's got it. Chris Christie has it. So when it works, you know, you can hit a home run with it. But when it is manufactured and not authentic, does it actually hurt you or does it not matter?
I think it does. I think it hurts you, especially after a bad book tour. You do this stuff when you're on top. If she would have had a really strong series of interviews, maybe she could say, okay, it's safe terrain. I'm going to try and convince him on funny. But Dana, she's never been able to convince people that she's funny. It's just not her thing. I mean, as you point out, President Obama is very funny at those White House Correspondents' dinners. Hillary Clinton just doesn't have it. And especially now, I feel like her staff, which didn't do a very good job of briefing her on these tours, but they didn't have a lot to work with, should have said to her, okay, maybe not right now. You're the former Secretary of the State. Let's wait on this. Let's give it some time. She looks unserious, and it's not funny.
And Bob, what happens in our society when the comedians start protecting the politicians?
Well, you know, first of all, that was badly done. I mean, I would not, if I were them, I would write that erased. But here's the thing, I have a problem with this. He likes her. You know, Greg argues and you guys argue that these people are in the tank for Hillary. Yes. I mean, if I were had a Republican on my show, I would not be in the tank for him. I'd be very aggressive. If I had somebody I liked, I'd be in the tank so far, you would have premium gasoline.
Can I give you an alternative motive? He's going to take over The Late Show, right? For Letterman? Yeah. He's sucking up to her now so he can get
It's
her.
an interview?
Yeah. So if she becomes president, she'll sit with him.
You have one last word?
Well, okay, two things. What was sadder than that was the audience. The audience applauded like seals with head injuries. Every punchline, they were howling. And a buddy of mine, Joe DeRosa, is a comedian, says that comedians are supposed to create discomfort. He did, but not in the way it was intended.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But as Bob said, they love her. She could vomit on the table, and the New York Times would say it's...
She almost did.
It's amazing. And so if she doesn't run for president, she'll make a really good vomit.
Can't you get an audience to clap for anything? Just put that clap. Here, can we try it?
Yeah.
Can we try it? Look.
That's kind of there you go. All right, up next.